Something is happening to a lot of people in the United States that's quite transformative. It may happen to you, or it may have already happened to you. And if it has, congratulations, I'm happy for you. If it hasn't, listen up. I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about. And so this may give you a sense of calm and knowing that a lot of people are experiencing this very important moment in time. Now, what I mean is that when the Trump administration started in January 20th and started doing a series of aggressive, lawless behavior, ignoring courts, exceeding and doing power grabs outside the bounds of the United States Constitution, a lot of people feared that we were completely under authoritarian regime. I made certain to always describe what we were undergoing at the time as an attempted authoritarian coup by a wannabe dictator. Now, why I've always said an attempt and why I've always been clear and never say that we are officially in authoritarianism is because I can continue to say this. In true authoritarian regimes, there is no dissent. There is no First Amendment. There is no press. There is no fact checker. There is no community notes. There's no journalists, no independent journalists. There are no courts that are actually keeping in the executive in power and making sure they follow through and requiring them and mandating them to undo some of their actions. None of that exists in true authoritarian regimes. So I have made a point to always or describe the context of what we're undergoing as an attempt. The first time I saw one of the folks that I love to follow on social media, actually on TV, Rachel Maddow, and other folks who I respect and revere say that we're there, we hear that. I felt that was really irresponsible because I felt that you play into the hands of the authoritarians when you allow people to believe that there's nothing else they can do, that it's over, it's a foregone conclusion, that they have power to do every single thing they want to and there's no one to stop them. I've never ever felt that. Ever, not once in this entire 11 months have I ever felt that we are disempowered, that we can't do it, that there'll be an undoing. And it frustrates me to no end to see that so many people just were ceding. I've seen someone in my comments recently say something like, that's the end of the United States from 17, whatever, to 2025, it's over. I'm like, are you serious? Get a grip. In true authoritarian regimes, resistance goes underground. In true authoritarian regime mockery, what we do all the time with all those memes, are punished. The counter narrative does not exist. But here we have courts that are actually holding the states, and states attorney generals are doing their job, they're suing. Journalists, media, people like us, we are here. Propaganda, community notes, we are pushing back. People are laughing. People are like, seriously? The only people fooled are the folks who are already part of their cult. So it's when resistance is like punished, resistance is loud. And you've seen the protesters, you've seen the town halls, you've seen all this stuff. So in true authoritarian, I was watching this fictional movie the other day, and all fictional accounts, when there's resistance on true authoritarian regimes, the resistance movement usually is underground. They're not out and about like saying what they're saying because they know they're going to be punished. And so that's what we have here. And the folks who are trying to abolish. So what we're seeing over time, 11 months, is speed. What the Trump administration has relied on in order to get what they're trying to get done is speed. They also went fast and swift with all their actions, and it's called shock and awe. It's called like flood the zone. It's so you cannot keep up. And that's why a lot of people earlier on thought it was over because there was just so much fast coming. What happened, the thing is that resistance is slow. Injunctions by courts and judges happen and slow down the movement. When we start noticing the pattern, people start getting less fearful and folks feel more empowered. And when they see the Trump administration actually return funds, bring people back, release the websites, we start to realize that, okay, it's not all encompassing, that they are listening. Because earlier on, people used to tell me they're not following orders. That's when I was like, I'm in the dockets. I'm seeing them follow orders. I'm seeing judges say, please report and do a status check to see the extent to which you are actually following through with my order. And they do so repeatedly. And I kept saying that. It was frustrating. But now I'm seeing less and less people say that. The fact that less and less people say that is, I feel like that's because people are really realizing now that the injunctions are actually working, that our poking fun at them. The memes, there's a thing called Real Housewives of the White House. I think it's so funny. It's on TikTok. I share it when I can on other platforms with credit, obviously, to the creator. You see the AI just as fast and as quick as the Trump administration. Gen Z and Gen Alpha people that are working in their marketing department are releasing ridiculous propaganda and AI. We're pushing back, and there's more of us than them. So yes, they have the power and weight and the reach of the executive office of the president. However, there are more of us, and there's more platforms, and there's more ways for us to reach more people who are in social and other places through TV ads, through radio, through everything like that, that's countering the narrative. So I think it's working. The fact that enough of us are those of us that are countering the narrative, that are spot checking, that are helping people realize that it's not over yet, that we actually are resisting. Our resistance is working. The courts are indeed working. The administration is pulling back. There is a toppling. There is a dismantling. There is a crumbling of the loose conglomeration of various different factions that were in on this. They're not all together. They're constantly in fight. And then the icing on the cake is that Trump just got caught, or the administration just got caught trying to scrub Trump from the files, which they were not supposed to do. So it's a clear violation. We see some of the courts now in the Kilma Garcia case, in the Alien Enemies Act case, actually actively moving to punish the Department of Justice lawyers and the Trump cabinet members that actively went against challenge Article 3 judges. They're not entitled to absolute immunity for carrying out like official duties criminally the way that the president is. And they're actually going after that. I'm happy to see that the courts are actually holding them accountable, and the MAGA actually holding Trump accountable in terms of we're revealing the extent to which he's trying to hide and scrub his name. If you guys truly were all about hiding the pedophiles and people who were in Epstein files, because that was the selling points for him, and if they're actually trying to remove him actively, that tells you there's a lot there that is dangerous and disgusting, that's going to turn some of them off, and they're going to move. Because I saw a few of them leave when they realized, when Charlie Kirk got ended and Donald Trump turned Charlie Kirk's death into this huge like circus like memorial service, which is more like a political rally, that turned off people. So there are a few people, there are MAGAs that are leaving MAGA because of Donald Trump's own like actions, his own guilt related to what he did, and the fact that they're realizing the gloss is coming off, the rose-colored glasses are being like pulled off their faces and demystified, and they're realizing, oh my God, this is what I voted for. And as all of these things are happening, MAGA's dismantling, people feel more empowered, the courts are feeling more emboldened, the Supreme Court, according to my last video, seems to might be really ready to stop stopping his lawlessness. People are realizing that, getting on board with the capitulation is bad because it's vicious, it's savage, it does not look, and then it's so much corruption and there's so much lawlessness, and it's very hard to defend because it goes against every single moral ethic principles, every single thing we've built this country on. Donald Trump, it goes against it, and clearly it's really hard for you to defend it. He's on his way out. So to the extent that you were defending this, and especially when we discovered what he did in Epstein style, you continue to defend this. You wear whatever he did, is you were saying you empower that. The person who did those things, that's who you chose to defend and put your background on, and so you wear that forever. And that's empowering to people. And if you're not empowered yet, you still, when those people feel like, I don't know, I still think it, go citizens. Because in a few years, 2, 3, 4 years, when we're on the other side of this, you're going to be happy that those of us continue to have heart. So you can welcome or not. JJ Legal, each one teach one. Go to JJ Legal to get yourself a Trump Survivor Guide, which includes scripts, no rights cards, case trackers. I'll see you on this thing. We got this.